We're back with the Dressing Room podcast with Al Arabiya News. Lads, it's been a strong week, I suppose. What have you been up to?
I've had a busy week. Bridgie, what about? We had a great day, didn't we, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Go on,
I heard about this. I felt a bit left out here. I
know. It was
It wasn't nice.
You
Do you know what?
it.
I'm going to tell
Why
you
do I have
something.
to explain it?
Because
Yeah,
I'm trying to
it's
get.
good.
I want to give the girls a mention.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I've got their name on the phone, so I want to make sure.
Do you know what?
Shelby and all that lot,
Yeah.
Bridgie, I felt left out. Yeah, because when I phoned you, you says, "Oh, I'm just gonna go and meet Coley." Like, I'm thinking, hold on a minute, where's my invite? And then you saying, "Oh, we're gonna be doing a little bit of work with Chelsea."
That was that.
Yeah.
What, so me and Bridgie went playing out, and we didn't invite you.
You didn't invite me. I felt so bad,
mate.
So what was you lot actually doing?
That was his gig, not mine, so blame him.
What was you doing?
I go where I'm told, mate.
Basically, we went along to Chelsea training ground and done a bit of work that he usually does for TNT Sports. We got to meet the amputee team for Chelsea. We did a little drill against each other. We reminisced on the time Chelsea won the Premier League 20 years ago.
Any dark humour?
There was dark humour coming from the amputee
The girls
team.
were
That's what I was saying, because I know
I
them.
obviously spoke to Carlton before, and he went, "They'll probably be moving better than me," basically. And I was
That's what I said.
And I was like, "Yeah, they probably will be." To be fair, but I think it's one of them things. We met 3 girls just before we met them all, like outside randomly. Oh, mate, the banter between the 3 girls is brilliant.
What were they saying?
And we met Shelby, who was probably the liveliest out of all of them.
Really?
It was just battering off banter, like obviously.
Yeah. And
it just made us feel more relaxed. They had a great attitude about life.
Yeah.
It was oh mate, it was just heartwarming, just the way they spoke. They're obviously gone through so much in their life, but they get together and they'll have banter about everything. It was just brilliant. Like the goalkeeper plays with one arm. And they go, we always have a bit of banter. Hold on a minute. Give us the thumbs up, and everyone do thumbs up.
Hold on a minute.
And it was.
How do you keep a straight face with that? Listen, mate. I call it how it is, innit?
Yeah.
A goalkeeper with one arm. Yeah.
Mate.
That is that's. Listen, I gotta be politically correct here, but that is something else, isn't it?
Mate. It was heartwarming when it was Shelby.
Yeah.
Shelby was brilliant. She
was brilliant. They were all great though.
Marnie and Lizzie. So we met them before, and when we went out there and we trained with them, like it was just heartwarming, Coley. Because you know what I would say to these girls and lads there, they were all brilliant. Like they've obviously had a real tough time in life.
Of course, yeah.
It was like I was chatting to a couple of the guys, and he had cancer as a 10-year-old boy, and he had to get his leg. He was a footballer at QPR, and he had to get his leg taken off. And I was like, like the energy this guy had and what he brought to football was brilliant. So we went there and we had a great day. And I think the way that these guys approach life, I think every school in the country, when you're moaning about things in your life, things ain't working.
Everyone's
day
guilty
to day.
of it. Everyone's guilty of it.
Day to day, and they have proper, like sometimes they're telling me that they're getting out of bed and they can't, they get in all these pains and all these things, and they're worried about the cancer coming back. And the way that they approach life, it left me and him with like proper admiration for him, didn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. She was joking from the first minute we met her. She was like, "Oh, we go to the shops, and because I've lost my right leg, he's lost his left leg. We go to the shops together. It's like, just buy one pair of shoes, and we just share them." But she was brilliant.
I'm sorry. Wait. See that? That is my type of banter. Yeah, I love it, and I love that people with those obviously, like if you're an amputee and you can have a laugh and a giggle about it. It's not just that it softens the blow. Yeah. It's just their outlook on life.
Yeah.
But us, because we're privileged. I'll say we're privileged. So for them, and then when we see them, we think, they're gloomy, they're like properly doom and gloom, whatever it is. But at the same time, they don't look at life in the way we think they look at life. Yeah. They look at life actually a bit more positive than us.
I think they, don't get me wrong, they will have, they'll
have their days.
They'll have their ups and their downs. But what was great to see is they all get together and you can see it when they're there. That they lift their spirits up. And Matt, I love being there. Like, I'll go back there again, definitely at some stage. Like,
good.
We're gonna
I want to improve my ability of playing on crutches, because
it wasn't great.
He was actually really good at striking the ball.
What do you mean?
He was really good.
Was you on crutches?
We played the game on crutches.
Oh yes, so he played.
Oh, we didn't know this. So
I went in goal first.
Okay.
And then obviously just with one hand, he was on pitch. And then we swapped. And I was a little bit disappointed in my performance. Could have been better. So I'd love to go.
We're
back
gonna go.
Mate, it was the spirit. For me, it felt like going and having a kickabout. I loved it, man. I really enjoyed it.
They were brilliant. Give them a big shout out. We're gonna send some
as well. I have to mention some of the skill. Was an absolute joke. Like rolling the foot, like his crutches, rolling his foot over it, step overs. Like honestly, what they do is unbelievable.
We take our.
Is it? Can we catch this on YouTube or?
Yeah, you got anyone out there watch it, and also we're gonna donate something to help them because they're going to the World Cup as well soon, European Championships.
Yeah,
and we're gonna help. So we had a really good day, and then we had a little bit of a reminisce. And then I had a busy. I did co-coms for the first time. Chelsea versus Everton.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I heard you. I heard you. No, that's what. I noticed that voice. Who's that?
Yeah.
The missus goes, "Is that Joe Cole?" I was like, "Yeah, it is, isn't it?"
Yeah.
He's poor.
No, do you know what, right?
I'm joking.
No, brilliant. I love it, right? So anyway, I've walked into the Winnebago and all the big bosses were there, and because it's a Chelsea game, and everyone's there, and everyone's going, I wasn't nervous. I don't get nervous with things, right? Yeah. But then everyone's going, co-com today, good luck, mate. Good luck. Yeah,
gonna
be
that
tough.
makes you nervous.
I'm like, I wasn't nervous now. And then some geezers come up to me and go, I just want to let you know we've got you press this button, press that button. I'm like, whoa, I didn't know about buttons. I was going, no. I said, what do you mean buttons? He said, yeah, if you press this one, it raises the effects up. This one's
effects?
like for the director. This one is. I'm like, mate, listen, I could bring down the whole grid here. I said, I need to keep it
Give
simple.
me buttons.
So anyway, I went up there, done it with Darren Fletcher,
he's
brilliant
good.
geezer,
proper professional.
And he just went, listen, just relax. There's your Percy Pigs. And it's a
What?
cup of tea.
What do you mean?
No, your snacks. Like,
okay. Okay.
So it's just watching football with your mate and saying what you see. So anyway, like all your group chats with good mates, I'm thinking like I'm a little bit nervous. Like. So they're sending me like Twitter like none of people like just hammering me on Twitter like watching it kind of like, who are these people that feel the time of day to go?
That's what they do. That's what they do.
Anyway,
they try and diss you because they're just jealous, man. At the end of the day, they want to be doing what you're doing.
Listen, I loved it, mate. I thought it was one of the it's one of the best experiences I've done outside of football. Do you know? Like, I loved it because you're in the game. You're in the game.
I was surprised to hear you on there because we have talked about this before, and you've done something similar to it, but it wasn't like live TV.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was a little bit different. But this one was like a big moment for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was good, mate. It was, and also,
is it? What do you call this? Is this growth in the punditry industry?
I don't know if it's
growth.
I don't know if it's growth or they're just slinging me out the studio to which could be both. But no, Coley, I loved it, mate. It was really good.
But Rio does it.
Yeah, Rio does a little bit. Yeah. But he got a lot of stick, didn't he? Did you notice that him and Sav went at Man United game the other night? But when your emotions are in the game, and they were celebrating Man United's late winner, like I think it's good when your emotions in the game. Or do you think you need to stay?
Listen, I think probably as a pundit, I think you might need to stay. You could have a little bias.
Do you know what?
I think as a pundit, but I think as a co-coms or commentator, you have to be down the middle.
Yeah, but this is from you,
fair.
the man. This is from you, the man. Conference League final.
Yeah.
When West Ham won it, you just went missing for half an hour.
That's why I don't. That's why I
left it all to me.
That's why I don't do TV anymore. Because they can see how unprofessional I was. I couldn't be like impartial. It's very, very difficult.
Mate,
when your heart's in something,
just be there.
No, but I'm just real. I'm just real.
You was real that night.
I'm just real. And listen, I got a free ticket over to where was we?
We had a good night before.
I can't even remember where we were.
Prague?
We were in Prague.
Yeah,
We were in Prague, and I was like looking at it, and I was thinking, I don't know if I'll be able to stay professional here. I could probably stay semi, but not full on.
Yeah.
So obviously, when the last minute goal goes in, what's gonna happen? It's not like we was dominating the game all the way through, and then like I knew that I had to be professional all the way through, and then we could dissect the game.
Yeah.
It was one of those ones where it was a last minute goal. Like obviously, I'm gonna just go, wow, like what's going on here? So I hope people and these networks can see the professionalism in me in prior situations. But
I'm sure, mate. Listen, it was a beautiful experience. It was. But
I think it's good to hear the cheering, though.
Yeah,
I think it's good to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It is good.
I thought you were good, by the way.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, I thought you were good.
Thanks, mate.
I thought you were brilliant.
Thank you. That's nice. Friends.
But what were your key moments? That?
The only thing I think is obviously with it being Chelsea, and I was at the club on Wednesday, so we met Enzo, Pedro Neto before the game. So you a little bit, you got to try and stay unbiased. And there was a spell in the game when Everton were in the ascendancy, and so you got to be 50-50 down and say it as you see it. I thought Jared Branthwaite was excellent in the game as well.
Very good.
I thought he'd done very, very well. But Chelsea were a better side. They won 1-0. It should have been more, but I still think it's a long way for them to go. But Bridgie, what have you been up to this week apart from that?
Mate, not a lot. No, Missus has been away. I missed a few birthday parties just because Missus was away and Mum wasn't very well, so I had to have the kids. Yeah. So literally, mate, not a lot.
No?
Not a lot at all. Only that thing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I went to races on Friday for one of the birthday parties, which was the 21st.
Yeah.
Started to think, I'm 44. Why am I getting invited to 21st birthday party?
You should bring the party, mate.
Bring the party. That's what you are.
And my dad is invited.
And your dad as well.
Yeah. Other than that, mate, it's a real quiet weekend. Like not a lot going on at all.
I had an eventful weekend. I went, done the co-coms for the first time. Come home, and I went to the boxing. Now I went with some.
How was that?
It was experience, right? It was because obviously with it being Tottenham, I was deliberating, do I go, do I get a taxi? But I thought, I've got to get up the next morning to go to Cardiff with my boy to play football. So I thought I'd drive. I won't have anything to drink. So I drove, parked up, and I'm about 1.5 miles from the stadium because you can't park close to it. So as I'm walking down, I've got my hat on, my glasses, and it's a wild experience because everyone's so charged for it. Everyone's boozed. As I'm walking down I'm thinking nobody's going to notice me. And then these fellas come out of the pub and someone's clocked me. I don't know how he's done it. He looked at me like that. He went
double take.
He went, Joe Cole. And then they're walking behind me and then they're like going, oh, look at Joe Cole trying to what? With his glasses on and his hat, trying to be in disguise. Look at him. Come on, and I'm like, all right, mate. You know, you're like, there's no win here.
Yeah.
I can't go.
What we're doing here?
I'm like, all right, mate. Yeah, lovely. And I'm walking, and they're saying other things.
And there's
a little bit more. Then we're behind me. I'm like, just leave me alone, guys. I feel like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But anyway, I'm thinking and they're chirping. Then I start getting quicker. Then they start getting quicker.
It's on half chug.
I'm thinking, just like, because everyone's, you've got to be on your toes around these places. This is Tottenham for me. So anyway, I met my mates, got in the stadium. I've gone in. I thought, right, quiet.
Yeah.
Straight away, fella over there, he's a Chelsea fan, and he's clocked me, and he starts singing at me, and everyone's like, I'm like, anyway, everyone was cool. Everyone around me was lovely. Yeah. Watched the fight. It was brilliant.
Yeah, what a fight that was.
It was brilliant, right? Absolutely. And we should shout out Conor Benn.
Yeah.
And Chris Eubank, Bridgie, because when you watch fighters do what they did in the ring.
Yeah, man.
Do you know what?
Oh yeah.
It was incredible. It was probably one of the best fights I've ever seen. Technically weren't great.
Yeah, but it was just the heart and passion about it.
As just a fan, rather than going into it too much about the actual boxing itself, because I'm definitely not an expert.
Yeah. But
to watch as just like a fan of it and having I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah. What did you make? What did you make of when Senior turned up? Because the stadium erupted.
Oh, do you know what? I don't like to look into it too much. Everyone's like, oh, they haven't been talking, haven't been this, and have they done it on purpose that he turns up on the thing?
Yeah.
And for me, it was just Ben Arthur. It was kind of Ben Arthur saying, I'm just glad he was there.
Yeah, that was nice, wasn't
and it was seeing him and Nigel having the handshake and the hug and everything. It was just good to see, wasn't it? It was good, and I don't know. From the fight, just the way I see boxing was, all the weight drain and the weight difference and everything.
That was
interesting. The thing that stood out for me personally, because it's probably the way I trained and everything I do, was Conor Benn. It was just the fact that he came out just
relentless.
Let's go. And it was the whole fight he did it. Don't get me wrong, the last few rounds I thought he was on the ropes a little bit, and you heard him speak, I could have got off him a bit quicker. But mate, he's trained like he's ready to go to war for
15
12
rounds.
rounds.
He used to train. 15 rounds.
I take my risk. I take me out to him. Me, like, not that I know boxing that well.
Yeah.
When looking at it, and I've only watched it once, by the way. Eubank towards the end, leaning on him a lot, throwing a lot of quick punches near the end, like using the weight on him.
That's what won it.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it was just I just thought it was just a great day.
Yeah, it was a great
for boxing.
Do you know what? Right, the whole stadium, the nostalgia in the stadium. When Tina Turner he come down to Simply
the Best,
and you see his old man there, like. His old man's mate. Any marketing people out there, he's a marketing genius. He
is. He knows exactly what he's doing. He
knows exactly. Like the whole place was raving, and my night didn't. So I watched the fight. My night got worse. Right. So great fight. So I've gone right. I'm getting out. I'm ducking out early because it's hard to get out. And I thought I'll have a jog. I had trainers on, so I've had a jog.
A jog to where?
To my car, because I've got to get up at 6 a.m. to go Cardiff. Wow. So I'm thinking, because if you get stuck, I could be there for an hour. So I'm jogging, right? Everyone's come out charged because it's a great fight. I thought, I've got my hat on. It's dark now, glasses, no one's going to notice me. But then I start jogging. Someone notices me again. Then they start jogging with me. So all of a sudden, and he's like, and then someone's.
What's this Rocky Balboa?
Someone was singing the Rocky Balboa. Someone was shouting the Rocky Balboa thing. I'm running down. I'm thinking, and my breathing's now like, I can't stop. I'm thinking, I need to shake these off.
Yeah. What kind of nonsense is this?
I'm like, I can't stop now.
What is this?
My legs are burning. I can't stop.
Why are you going through this?
I don't know, Colin. Anyway, I got to my motor, sweating.
Why?
Sweating. I don't know.
You've just got 12 rounds.
I think you need to realise whenever we're going to go out, you're going to get recognised.
You are. Just get over it, man.
We've got another group night coming up.
Yeah.
And it's I text my mates, do you reckon Joe
would bucket hat?
Would Joe be alright? Is he going to get pestered? Well, mate, wherever we go, you're going to get recognised. That's it.
I don't mind being pestered.
You just got one of them faces.
Just Tottenham. I just thought, we have a little bit of banter with them here and there. But so that was my
night. Stadium,
that
though,
was my Saturday.
What a stadium.
What a stadium.
It's a brilliant stadium.
Yeah. So there was a lot of
Well, you lot's week went really well. I just had a quiet one, really. I was just doing work for West Ham. I dedicated the week to West Ham doing my ambassadorial work.
Okay. Where have they sent you?
Oh, no. So we had some partners, obviously, of the club. And the partner group uses me to do certain things, so I've done it.
You like that, didn't you, Carly?
I like mingling. I was a gaffer for one game for core play.
Yeah.
And... yeah, I enjoyed that, and then I've done some work with the women's team as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it was good.
You are like the Swiss Army knife of West Ham, aren't you?
I do a load.
You just do everything. Women's team, corporate.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Nights. They sent you to Australia last week.
Whatever you want, mate. Swiss Army. I like that. The Swiss Army knife. Yeah.
Karen Brady, get him a new contract. Come on.
Do you know what I am? Yeah. You know when you season your food, put all purpose in it. all purpose, all spice, anything you want, I've got you in it.
Valuable
man of many tricks.
Yeah. just
not master at none.
the oil that keeps West Ham moving.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
WD-40, bruv.
Power behind the throne.
Yeah, man. Let everyone know. I don't mind. Anyway, man. Yeah, let's talk about Liverpool, though. Come on.
Wow. What do we think?
Wow. Just like in style. With a plum.
Mate, they just dispatched Spurs, didn't they?
I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was going to be that bad.
Yeah, I know. I did.
What? Against Spurs?
Yeah,
kind of, because you kind of knew.
Their brain, their mind, Ange, everyone, the whole club's focused to Bodo Glimt. they can't.
That sounds like a rock band to me.
Mate, some heavy metal Norwegian rock band. It'd be the most Spurs thing ever if they get turned over by and win it in the semi-final. But let's concentrate on Liverpool for a second.
Yeah.
So you watched the game.
Yeah.
What did you make of the celebrations? The game and then the celebrations afterwards? Because they've been brilliant all season. Liverpool.
Okay, so for me, I watched the game.
Yeah.
I didn't want to watch the celebrations.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that. We want to watch another team celebrating.
Yeah.
And you're like, your team's nowhere near it.
I did the opposite of Carlton. I watched the celebration, then watched the highlights of the game.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you said you got a bit emotional watching it.
Yeah, but do you know what?
I know.
I don't. And I probably haven't watched.
You're falling back in love with football, Bridgie, aren't you? You are, aren't you?
You're back in it,
mate. Their celebrations, come on.
Yes, no,
like
I'm
the
with
way
you, mate.
their fans were singing the Walk Alone.
Yeah.
Like, and then them lining up in front of them and all singing it together.
Yeah.
It gave me goosebumps a little bit.
Why?
Mate,
Why?
I ain't a
Got a
Liverpool
heart,
fan.
Colin,
This.
What do you mean a heart? What's the heart got to do with
Mate,
it?
What's Liverpool done to you?
Nothing. Exactly, nothing. It means nothing to me.
Hearing the Liverpool fans sing it, I think it's a special moment.
Oh, that is lovely.
Yeah, it's an iconic.
When you're
So
not
then-
playing against them, by the
Yeah,
way.
I know. Don't get me wrong. I did at one
I've had
point
nightmares.
think, oh my God, Tottenham is still there. Ange must be thinking, oh my God.
Oh, no, yeah.
But it was like seeing them lined up, singing it,
Yeah.
and then the fans just belting it out. Oh, that was
Yeah,
that's
it's
a special moment for everyone that
Yeah.
was
It is.
involved.
All the Scousers.
It was quite funny trying to see some of the players sing the song and probably didn't know half the words.
Yeah.
But no, mate, that's the probably watching it. I thought that's one of the best
That's
I've
what it's
seen
about.
celebrating.
That's
was
what
brilliant.
football's about. Forget all the stuff we talk about. You know, you're winning something, you're a fan, you go to you see your team when you're enjoying it.
It's brilliant.
What a day they had.
Congratulations to them.
Congratulations.
I think it's great for Tottenham in a way because everyone kind of forgets about the drumming they got a little bit. It's the celebration.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that
true.
was a bad drumming though, man.
Oh mate,
Do you
yeah.
know, if we talk in celebrations, there was some there was a little bit of there was some genius in the celebrations.
Yeah.
Where we with the flares. You heard about the story with the flares?
About Everton getting involved.
Oh, mate, I love
Selling
Scousers. I love
Liverpool fans.
Scousers.
It's
It's genius.
He's trying to think of a better word than genius. He's always trying to think of a better word.
No, I think it's bang out of order.
What?
I think it's bang out of order. Why are they getting involved? Like, just leave it alone, innit? Let them have their day. Yeah, you get them on the rebound, innit?
Well, you sound like me, you do.
No, but let them have their day, innit? Why are you getting involved with the
I think
flares?
it's brilliant.
Like, if that's the only thing you're bringing to the party, then do one, innit? Like,
No,
why
I don't know.
are
I
you
like
selling
it,
these
mate.
Liverpool fans
What did
blue
he do?
flares?
What's the story? The backstory goes: this fella bought the flares.
Yeah.
Like he managed to get himself in the middle of the deal.
How?
He's done that.
A deal of flares.
Changed, like he must have managed
Relabeled them as red
relabeled
flares.
them red flares.
You know how much?
And then gone to his mates. He's at the pub. Go look
What?
at these. It's brilliant. It's
It
genius.
is
bang
good.
out of order.
It's good.
But that's their little get up, innit? That's their little get up.
But
But the
mate,
20th
it's good.
But you
They've
gotta
been
understand now,
unbelievable.
though,
They've
you
been
know,
unbelievable.
Liverpool are probably one of the biggest. They are the biggest team in English football now. They've just matched Manchester United's record.
It's coming after Klopp.
20th league
do what
title.
he's done.
20th league title. Imagine winning 20 league titles, man.
Mate, 20 league titles, and that's level with Manchester United. Arne Slot's the first Dutchman to win, which I found quite extraordinary because we've had some, there's been some good Dutch managers. Demolished Spurs. Do you know what I thought was a nice thing? Arne Slot started off the Jurgen Klopp song to the crowd as well. So I think that shows a lot
Classy.
of humility and class from him because he's gone, right, I've done it. He knows he's going to get his flowers, but he's like, he knows that he's been left a very, very good team as well.
Yeah, definitely.
That was classy. Mate,
Listen, we'll talk about how bad the league was this season.
Yeah.
But you still got to go out there and deliver. And they done what they're supposed to do. The rest didn't.
Yeah.
So kudos to Liverpool because they've come out and actually set the standard and kept the standard. And that's what you're supposed to do, right? And Arne Slot is a massive part of that to keep that group galvanised and say this is a new era, but we'll still win the league. So it's actually just it's taken them to another level, I think.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard for Manchester City just to say, come on, let's go again, and we're going to go and take the league back. it's not going to be that easy to take it back.
Can I just ask you a question here, Bridgie? Right, just the Premier League era, right? Because you know what we're like in England. Like the Premier League's dominant. In '92, it come about, and people like we're talking about ancient history. I'm talking about recent history, like the last 25 years, right? So, have a listen to these statistics on the top 5 club. Liverpool have 18 First Division titles, 2 Premier League titles, 8 FA Cups, 6 European Cups. Man United 7 First Division titles, 13 Premier Leagues, 2 FA Cups, 3 Champions Leagues. So that's the comparison there. Like the only other teams that get close to them clubs, Man City, Chelsea, and Arsenal. And Arsenal haven't won the Champions League, so they're not in the conversation. Chelsea's all very recent. They don't really match up. Manchester City's. I'm surprised by this 9 Premier League titles. I didn't realise they'd put that many on the board. That's been incredible. 6 FA Cup, 1 European title. So I think it's between Liverpool and Man United. And I think, my opinion, Liverpool are just nicked in front now. Do we all agree that Liverpool now, equaling that, are the most successful? Or do we think is there an asterisk on it because a lot of their league titles
you're
30 years
over history, you're comparing Man United and Liverpool, aren't you?
Yeah.
They're the only teams, overall, realistically.
So I'm Liverpool all day. Not really a Man United fan.
Really? Why? No. What's Man United done to you?
Not a lot.
No.
Not a lot, really.
They don't do nothing for you either.
And just used to annoy me a little bit.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't hate them. Do you know what I mean? I was buzzing when they won the other day and Harry Maguire
scored.
But like, if out of the 2 teams, if you gave me a choice of who would you rather go and play for,
I'd be Liverpool.
All day, and
really?
Even the celebrations, the fans, and I don't know if it's the walk-alongs, just the feeling I get.
I'm
Liverpool all day
Liverpool
long.
fan.
No, I'm not. I actually supported Liverpool as a kid. Like,
that's why. This is what I'm trying to say.
Only a little bit. I was
whatever.
Basically, as a kid, I realised I was a glory hunter.
Yeah, that's
my dad was like, "You're going to support Saints." Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Oh, so this is what I was just.
But like, out of the 2, come on, who are you choosing?
Well, I play
for the history of Liverpool. You play, you choose it. Me, you choose, and I play for City, so I ain't choosing United
you're saying you was
over.
a glory hunter at school? Yeah, this is what I was coming to.
No, mate, it was a real young.
No, I was a
kid,
glory hunter at school.
Yeah.
When I
mean school, I mean like primary school, not like secondary.
Oh, secondary school.
I think my dad like dragged me out of it quite quick. I was going to say kicked me out of it, but like that might have caused some issues. But yeah, no, it's mate. Liverpool as a club and the history of it, I choose them over United myself.
I think they've gone above United now.
Definitely, 100%.
Why?
Mate, he's done such a good job as well.
The last 10 years, mate. I think what they've done better. They've done 7 Champions Leagues, right?
So Man United have had 7 Champions Leagues.
No, they ain't. Man United have only won it 3 times.
European titles. So Liverpool's got 7 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Is it Champions League or European titles?
You're confusing me, Coley. We need to move on
because there used to be Champions. It wasn't Champions League all the time.
It's too many names are changing. Listen, we all know it's only about the Conference League at the moment.
West Ham. But the manager needs special. The manager needs a special shout, mate. I think there's something about him that just feels good.
Arne Slot.
Yeah. Do you know what? Right?
There's just something about him that just
Amarim that
feels
good as well. I think there's something about Amarim in the end.
No, Coley.
No, I'm not having that. Not compared to him. I just feel like, look, Liverpool have got some great players. But I just feel like he's given all the players so much confidence.
Do you know what?
So much.
We spoke to him early on in the season, and he was very impressive. We're lucky the job we do interview the managers, and you pick up off their energy as they come to you before a game, and he always seems very cool, calm, and collected. Arne Slot. So he was impressive from the start. I still didn't think it'd be as good as this, but we're gonna have to give him. We'll have to give him his flowers, and we all knew it was going to happen. And congratulations to Liverpool.
Let's talk about what's his name's goal though.
Go on.
McAllister's.
Mate, what a player he is, by the way. What a player he is.
I didn't think he was going to be that good when he left Brighton. I thought he would be okay and he would just slot in. But is he keeping Chiesa at the team?
Mate, do you know? No, he's sort of playing in that sort
of... Well, Chiesa ain't even had a sniff, has he?
Chiesa can't really get himself a look in. But remember Chiesa 3 years ago was the best player in Italy. But
young player.
Cruciate, Coley. Lots of injuries. Yeah, that's why he is where he is.
The thing is, they've got so many standout players. They've probably got the best goalkeeper.
Yeah.
probably best defender,
maybe the
best striker, maybe the best midfielder.
Yeah.
They're
stacked.
But then all the other players around it have done so well, mate.
Yeah, for sure.
Well.
We've got to give them their props. But should we move on to Man United?
Should we move on to Spurs? Eric Crumble.
Oh, mate, we can't talk about Spurs again. They had 25 minutes last
Eric
episode.
Crumble, mate.
Eric Crumble.
Listen, let me just tell you something. Look, I'm not taking a dig at Spurs, but they just didn't turn up yesterday. And the thing about it, that makes me believe that they're going for this European title.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because you can't go to Liverpool and take any kind of credit out of that.
Yeah.
Like, where's the confidence now? That's why I said you can't just leave and leave a game like that and say, do you know what? This game don't mean nothing. You have to have momentum. You have to have momentum.
Here's a question for you then. Semi-finals, Europa League. You're playing Bodo Glimt, right? By the way, but from what I understand is their season runs on a different
different timing.
Different timing. So you're getting them, and I think they're quite early on in their season now.
So
right? They're not up to speed, right?
They might be fresh.
They might be fresh, but I tend to think that this is as good a chance as Spurs are going to get to a European final. Are you saying that you don't think they can beat Bodo Glimt?
No, I think they can. Obviously, it's a Premier League team.
True.
I just called Bodo Glimt a rock band. You know what I mean? Like I'm not taking the mick. I've never heard of them. You know what I mean? Before now, so I'm thinking they should be wiping the floor with them. You know,
but it's painful. 6-1 defeat going into the biggest game of the season is
it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
How'd you pick the lads up on a Monday morning? That's an interesting. I don't think he's been very good at that, Ange, as well. I think when they've had a bad result, they've tended to go and, it's not like Liverpool have a bad result, they can spin it round.
They have
the
to.
Slot.
Yeah, because standards have to listen. I don't care what you say. Yeah. Your standards always has to be high.
Yeah.
If you're playing Bodo Glimt, you're playing Liverpool. You've got to do what you're supposed to do. Yeah. And don't drop off. Try and get close, stay close to that level as much as possible. But they just dropped off. Yeah. Like, you can't do that and then just think I'm going to depend on my European League form. No, that's not how it goes. You've got to have consistency. Otherwise, you're just unprofessional.
They're all in, aren't they? They've gone all in for this competition. So we'll see how it rolls.
We'll see how it rolls.
I'd love to see a Man United Spurs final in Bilbao. We said it last week. The amount of anxiety on that game would be unbelievable. Yeah. I want to move on to Man United quickly. Really happy to see Rasmus Højlund end his 6-game Premier League goal drought with a 96-minute equaliser against 10-man Bournemouth. So they're showing a little bit of bottle, Man United. I mean, they're hanging in there. At least they didn't have a Spurs performance. I mean, what did you make of that, Bridgie? I know you was very upset in particular with the sending off.
No,
you wasn't.
It was the yellow card.
The yellow card. That's okay. Yeah, sorry, mate.
Dorgu. It was just like...
Yeah.
Oh, no. Do you know what? Do you know what done made is? It never got brought up.
Yeah.
So, he's basically... All he's done is poked the ball away, planted his foot, and then the geezer's come along and smacked his shin.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm just it blew my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just no one talks about it. It's just so, blatantly wrong from the ref.
Why didn't the commentators pick up on it?
Mate, I don't know, honestly. I really don't know.
Is that frustrating? Really I know what you're like as well.
Yeah. Little things do heading like that. I'm like, they can get, and it's when it leads to a goal or something else that they talk about it. I was like, oh my God. It is literally
it's
embarrassing. It's more assault the other way. Yeah. He's literally gone up and go, here, I'll have that.
If you go and boot someone in the street, you're getting the...
And look, mate, the sending off is another, the right decision, yellow card, and then they go and give a red card. Mate, I don't know. I'm getting fed up of VAR all the time, just getting things wrong, watching it in slow-mo, and then you see an image which looks like it's a 2-foot attack. You watch it in slow-mo. So you got to watch things in full motion. He's obviously slipped. I just feel like it gets so much wrong. Yeah.
Do you know what's another thing? Going back to COCOMs, what I did, there's a VAR button, right? For people out there who don't know. So when you're COCOMs, if something happens in the game, you can listen to them chatting to each other in the studio. So I didn't get a chance to use it, but hopefully next time I do it. No, there was no VR.
Oh, there wasn't the button there.
You'll
but
hear,
usually there is.
Usually there is. So what happens is when there's the reason it's quite clever actually. Something would happen. You'd be co-coms, gone to VAR, and then you can turn them buttons I was telling you about that was worrying me. You can turn
next to the Percy Pigs.
So you can turn it up and listen to what they're saying. So that's going to be really interesting next time I do that, because I'm really intrigued about, and I'll come on the show and I'll say what am I allowed to? I don't even know if I'm allowed to.
Yeah,
how the conversation is going, but because it just takes too long, and
it's ruining the game. But like we've talked about it loads of times. That's everyone's view. But when you're getting things like that wrong, it just blows my mind.
VAR, there's a semi-automated now, right?
Semi-automated VAR.
So why is it still taking long? Like there was I think it was Nunes' goal yesterday. And it took a little bit too long.
It doesn't seem that long when we do European football. Like, what is it we're doing wrong?
I always say it's not the technology, it's the people using the technology. They ain't got Scooby.
Yeah.
They're still learners.
Mate, I'm telling you, that's like, 100% like me with them buttons on the Cocons, mate.
I was like, which button do I press?
Mate, I was thinking that people were going to think there's a cyber attack. I was clicking buttons and breaking.
Coming back to United, though, I think it was Gary Neville and Jamie Redknapp heard a conversation they were having. And it was like, look at the players they let go.
Go on.
Well, if you look now, how McTominay's doing, some of the players, how well they're doing. Yeah. The guy, lad at Forest, Alanga, the way they're doing.
Well, he missed a sitter yesterday.
I know he did, but like how well they've been doing. Yeah. And you look and you think, as much as they keep saying he needs his players, you also like when I was hearing Gary Neville and Jamie talking, they had different views. It was like, you do need to be able to coach these players. You have got to be able to coach them.
You do.
But what if they're not coachable and they don't want to listen to you?
I think I think most players are coachable, and it's how you deal with it. You can't just. It's like there's one moment that stands out. It's probably two in my life. Was Glenn Hoddle. I've gone to someone else. I've obviously talk about him all the time, what he did at Southampton. But there's one of Gus Poyet at Brighton, and it was the way he had us playing, and the way he did training. They had players that had been with him like two divisions below. Right. But he was coaching players to play a certain way, think a certain way. Yeah. I'm like, you can't just get rid of players. No, and just you got to go and get a load in.
I think.
But when you see players that they've let go, and you think, they're doing all right, they've got to be coachable.
Yeah, of course. Every player's coachable, but the problem is, where are you coaching these boys? Where? The environment.
On the training pitch, mate.
The environment, the environment.
Toxic.
If it's toxic.
If there's toxic people, we all know there can be toxic people.
Not just people. Not just people. Like, the same settings all the time, and nothing's changing. You're seeing things, backroom staff getting sacked. This, that. Like, it's not a place, not fertile soil to grow. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
There's like, and I think that's their problem. They got to clean a lot of things there, which is of old. Yeah. Bring some fresh new ideas in, but make it geared up for normal people first. Yeah. And then the players will understand, okay, that person's job on the line, I've struck up a relationship with him. I've got to do better.
Do you think the whole environment, the culture at Man United is still toxic from the outside?
It looks
based on the fact that the players that are leaving, like Alanga, Rashford,
and they're all growing.
So there's something.
You say that, what they getting rid of the toxic?
Well, they're clearly. I don't think McTominay
couldn't have been toxic.
Exactly. So why are you getting rid of him?
Yeah.
Listen, but that's what I'm saying. Because
the people making the decisions at the club. That's the problem at Man United.
There's something toxic in the air over there, mate, or in the water, and we're going to get to the bottom of it.
What, on this podcast? We will find you.
They got some questions. There's some questions that need to be answered. We're gonna go towards the Champions League.
Oh, the Champions League. Yeah, I love Champions League week. So for me, after January, the Champions League is where it's at. And these games are massive.
Oh mate. What we got? Who's left in it for us? There's Barca, there's Inter, then you've got PSG, Arsenal. Now,
go on.
How do you think the PSG Arsenal game is going to go? Because listen, I think they're evenly matched. Really and truly, I think that I think PSG probably might edge it with what they're doing and what they've shown so far. But when they was on the travels to Villa, I thought Villa put in a good show and showed PSG's frailties.
Yeah,
you know. And I think if anybody that's Arsenal take a look at that, they think they could go on to win it.
I think that's a false economy, Coley.
Yeah,
I think that was the absolute best of Aston Villa, right? And if you rewatch that game again, PSG still created 4 or 5 good chances in that game, right? So they conceded chances.
They had loads of chances, should have scored. Villa should have scored. Yeah. And it was one of them games where Villa are throwing everything at it. Yeah.
So that's false advertising from what?
No, that's your opinion.
I think Arsenal look at it and go, we got a chance here. But also, I think you've got me looking at it going, you're going to concede.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to score.
Yeah. Thomas Partey missing's a massive blow for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Massive
Huge.
blow.
Oh,
he allows, he sits in there and he allows Deck to get forward. And Deck was obviously brilliant in the quarterfinals.
What's he got, Thomas? Is he injured?
He's suspended.
Suspended. Well, I saw that. Why did he do that?
A silly one at the end.
And even Deck had a little guy at him saying, "Oh, come on, man, what are you doing? Like now you're going to be tying me back."
Yeah, I remember, missing games, silly things at the end of the game, and you're missing. Luckily enough, I didn't miss any big games doing it. So, but I think that's pivotal in this tie, because I think what he does is he gets on that sort of pivot, doesn't he? And he allows Deck to run forward.
Dictates play.
He's a very, very good footballer. Havertz being back as well, that gives options for Arteta. But I just go back to Gabriel not being there. Like that's the whole base of what they do. Arsenal, Saliba and Gabriel.
Yeah, that is the main
functioning
room, innit?
Kivior's done well and he's slotted in, but this is different. This is different now. You got Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, Doué, Barcola,
all at it.
All just and I think that's where the game's going to be lost for Arsenal. I think Kivior will get spun. The ball will get played in. I don't think he's good with his feet, and I think PSG go there, and I think they can. I think they're the best team left in it, PSG, and I think they win the tie.
Do you think? What about Barca? Do you think Barca are not on levels, because they've been showing levels this season? When I look at it, I think, well, the Barca Inter game, Inter, they've done really well to get there. By the way, they have played some good football.
But sorry, can I stop with Nicole? Inter have lost their last 3 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They've not scored in their last 3 games.
That's why I said they've done well to get to this point.
Unbelievable.
So, and that's, you're talking about league form.
Yeah, league form.
I'm talking about in Europe, they've been good. And they've been a bit spawny as well.
Yeah.
There's been times.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's the mixture you need to go and win a Champions League. You need to be a bit spawny, but I think the way PSG has gone about their business and Barca, I think those two are the best for me. So I think I can only predict a Barca PSG final. I'm not going to hang my hat on it, but that's what it's looking like from the outside for me. Arsenal, as you said, they have some weaknesses where they haven't addressed and they can't address because of the stage of the season.
What do you think about their mentality? Because the Arsenal team have been accused of fluffing their lines, Bridgie, at this point of the season before. What do you think on that? Their mentality as a team,
fluffing their lines?
No, because they haven't. But they haven't.
What do you reckon, Bridgie?
No, because they haven't won anything. You know what it's like. You know this group
they
of
are just going to have to be at their. They're going to have to be at their very best.
Yeah.
Basically, and the consistency isn't there with them, is it?
No.
Really, let's face facts.
Yeah.
Who's?
Arsenal.
What do you mean? What do you mean? They have been consistent. They have been consistent.
No, if you look at the points they've dropped in the league while trying to challenge for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So they're not a team that
I just
feel
think that's
like I'm not in that team, but we've been in teams where you've gone out and gone, we ain't gonna lose. I don't think they're that team yet.
No,
they're not that team.
No.
It's hit or miss. They're going to have to be at their very best.
They're a cup team
to beat
still.
PSG.
They're a cup. You're right there.
Which is possible.
They can do it.
It's possible.
I think they are a cup team.
I hope it doesn't happen. Just
I think I know what you're saying. Like, you have to have consistent throughout to win the league. You have to have a consistent base, right?
Yeah.
And I think they sometimes pretend or allude to having that. and then all of a sudden they kind of drop off a few injuries.
Yeah.
Saka was a big blow for them.
Yeah.
When he Odegaard even as well.
Yeah.
Was a big blow. That was the start of the season, the Odegaard one as well, and then Saka was after.
He's been a slow burner, Odegaard, this year.
We haven't seen the best of him.
We haven't seen the best of him for a while.
And I think that happens when you've had an injury, and then you're always fighting to come back. So he's fought to find the level of that dictator. I remember when he used to be around the box and he was just doing no look passes, and he hasn't got to that level just yet, where he's dominating in the final third, not deeper, but in the final third. But having Saka, I think, has been a massive boost for them, and that's when their form looked like it was coming back on. So Saka's going to be massive in this game, and if PSG, and I know PSG is going to be ready for him. Martinelli has looked good as well. He hasn't looked too bad.
How about his pace at the Bernabeu when he ran away from that goal?
Burners.
Put the burners on, didn't he?
I just think it's the fact that PSG are going to create chances.
They're
going to create a lot,
no matter what,
and they're going to score.
So
I just think that's something that the way Arsenal have been all season, they have to be their very best defensively. And they've got to be bloody good going forward. And it's one of them, isn't it? It's that they could do it. As a matter of fact, the players they've got, they could do it.
Of course. But you're not expecting them to do it though. That's the difference.
I just think, for me, it's a flip of a coin.
Really? I don't think it's a flip of a coin.
For me, it's a flip of a coin because they can do it. Do you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
At Real Madrid.
But it's
the thing with the Real Madrid game for me was Deck scored those 2 free kicks. If those two, and if they did go in, but I always thought Real Madrid was such a danger going forward, and PSG are more of a danger going forward than Real Madrid.
They are.
A lot of people would say
at the moment.
So mate, it's a tough ask.
Yeah, it is a tough ask. I mean, so I think PSG. You think PSG? No,
I don't know.
50. You two are 50-50. I'll back.
No. I'm not 50-50.
Yeah,
I'd pick PSG, but they've got a chance. You can't just write them off.
Look, listen. I just think Arsenal. It looks like they got that juice. When I'm seeing Dex rattling 2 free kicks in, I'm thinking, what the hell is this?
I'd love.
In what universe are we in?
I'd love them to do it for Deck.
Yeah,
because we love him on the show.
If anything happens, Deck got a lot out of this because he's gone world class stage now.
Yeah.
Just because of those free kicks and his performance in both Real Madrid games, man of the match back to back. So he's gone from there to there. So you're talking world stage. He's got another level.
Yeah. Well, listen, they're all. Do you know what's the great thing about this? You've got Man United, Tottenham, and Arsenal with all sights on the competition. The league's done now. Liverpool have put their hands on that. Do you think they're 6 points behind Man City? Sorry, Man City are 6 points behind Arsenal. Do you think they could even claw it back? You've looked at the fixtures, haven't you?
What, Man City?
No, Arsenal's fixtures are quite tricky around this time.
They're tricky, mate. Right, look, Bournemouth upset them a few times.
Right, yeah.
Right, so they got Bournemouth. So
away,
who are you going to choose?
In between the 2 semi-finals.
Yeah, all right.
So
but in terms of just league, right? Arsenal's beat Bournemouth. What are you saying? Like, it's not an easy game.
No, especially
with the way it's been going, right?
Yeah.
Then they got Liverpool. Yes, the league's done, but Liverpool are playing with freedom and enjoying their football. That's a tough game.
Yeah.
I think they're 2 tough games, right? They've then got Newcastle, who are fighting.
Yeah.
And then they got the massive team Southampton who need that 1 point. They need that 1 point to not equalise. That's it. Okay, right. But the other 3 teams, they're tough, mate. They are tough games for Arsenal. I'm not saying they're not going to get Champions League because they should end up there. But, mate, they're 3 tough games.
You reckon they get overtaken?
They could catch them. When I look at City's, right, they've got Wolves.
Yeah.
They've got Saints.
Yeah.
They've got Bournemouth and they've got Fulham. And I think with what's at stake, City need Champions League football. I fancy them to go and win all of their games. I don't fancy Arsenal
to go win it because they're in the Champions League as well. They got
3 of their games. I'd probably fancy them to maybe win 2.
Depends on what happens at this week. In between the 2 legs.
Yeah,
if Bournemouth beats them in between the 2 legs, I think they'll be looking over their shoulder. I agree with you.
100%.
Yeah.
City could end up finishing above Arsenal.
Oh, that'd be a story.
They could do.
Wow.
That'd be a story.
They could do.
That's a big shout. Are you gonna hang your hat on that?
I'm not gonna hang my hat on it, but they could do, mate. Might annoy a few Arsenal fans.
I want you to hang your hat. No, take my hat. Take my hat and hang your hat on it.
Do you know what? They could end up on level. They could end up on level points.
Hang it on the mic.
End up on level points.
Hang it on the mic. There he goes. He's hanging his hat on it. He's hung the hat.
We'll be revisiting that. We're gonna go back to all of our clubs.
Can I have my hat back, please?
To be fair, the shine was reflective.
Oh, well. You need shades on when I take my hat off. Go on.
Brighton for West Ham. We done that. We done West Ham yet?
No. Of course we ain't. What was there to talk about?
I know. I think just having 3 ex-West Ham players in the studio, we should talk about it.
We're bottom of the league of...
Premier League teams.
We're bottom of the league at the moment of the ones that are just above, obviously, the relegation zone. Yeah. We're bottom of the league. So.
It just stinks to me. I was with my pals from West Ham Saturday night, and it stinks of they just want the season to come to an end.
Yeah,
and they have to get it right. They have to get the signings in right for Graham Potter. You can't keep bouncing between managers. No. I was with David. Sorry, I was with David.
They've got a good base of players, haven't they?
Yeah, they've got some good talented players.
Core. It's just adding to it. And
talking to, do you know what I was at Everton as well this week. I have been about, and I was with David Moyes. Yeah, I was with David Moyes, and we're chatting about West Ham. You know, he holds the club in such fondness. You know what I mean? I think
anyone does that goes there.
Yeah, though. Everyone loves it. Everyone loves West Ham. But he was telling me it's remarkable what he done at the club, you know, the semi-final, you know, and in the club, you know, it's one of them, like, they got rid of him, and then everyone was expecting, right, just going to change to this brand of football, and it just, Lopetegui, it went a bit sideways. You know, Graham's now trying to figure it out, isn't he? He's trying to find the solution, and I just think, you know, whatever happens in the summer, wherever way West Ham do, but just commit to it. Don't dangle a leg. If you're going to stick with Graham Potter, stick with Graham Potter and go. You know, if you think you're going to go somewhere, I just don't like this quick switching it around at West Ham.
Thing is, with football, you know, Coley, like, if you are going to change managers, you got to get something similar but not the same. Just because of the gradual change of what. If you want to change your brand of football, it's got to be a gradual change, not from A to B. Yeah. You've got to have a bit of the A/B. In the middle, and then you might get to B. Do you know what I mean? So I think where football needs to learn is everything's a gradual process. It's like different gradients. Do you know what I mean? Like, you got to blend it. You know, it's like your haircut. You can't just go from skin fade to a 5 at the top. And if you do, people are going to look at you funny. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to be able to have that blend. And that's the same with football. If you're going to change your way of thinking and playing, the same with your players. You've got to get the right ones that can play the brand of football you want.
What do you think?
That analogy is a little bit weird.
I like that analogy. What do you think makes West Ham, I like you, Coley, West Ham fans happy because they want the attractive football, but having a little touch of that success as well, winning that trophy, and it's competitive. What is it that West Ham fans really want from their team? I've got an idea about
effort.
Yeah.
Effort. It's as simple as that. Like, West Ham have never been a fussy bunch. Look, we do expect, we do want the silverware. We do want to be up there with the stars. But if you're just there and you're not putting the effort in, or you think you're better than us, then you're going to get called out. And I think that's what's going to happen to a lot of players. When they come to West Ham, they realise that quite quick, because the fans' favourite are not always the best player in the team. Yeah, like, we do like to see the great players come to the club, and but we prefer someone that's gonna that relates to the fans. It's like, well, I believe Claret and Brew. Do you? Yeah. Like, I want to see a bit of effort for you to even get close to that. If you don't, then you're gonna get called out.
So that's
they needed that at the weekend, trying to see the game out, really.
Yeah.
Because you know, when you looked at it, they were getting everyone behind the ball, but there wasn't enough effort on closing down and everything. It's like where the goal. Don't get me wrong, it was a great strike. Yeah. But he had so much time to hit it.
Yeah. That's. I think Crystal Palace do that really well. That the way they protect that area of the pitch really well.
Where do you get that that belief from, that effort to say, do you know what, I'm going to close down that man and I'm going to be a rash. Like that heart and desire.
They had everyone behind the ball.
Yeah. But then
someone's got to close it.
So that's what I'm saying. That's a drill thing. So that's that training. You got to practice. If you're gonna have everyone behind the balls, like who's gonna go at what stage, and who, if you do go, who's covering?
Yeah.
You know. So that's something that you can learn in a training. And sometimes you just got to. The player needs to know the details of how to press, because everyone can just go and then you just get popped off, especially in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like they'll just pop it round you. But if you go with a certain way. And so you're covered. So even if you do press hard, they ain't going to be able to pop that ball off because there's someone else that's going to come and collect the ball. So that's all on the training ground, and that's going to take time to learn how Graham Potter wants that to look. You know, and we're still in the learning stages of the players and Graham Potter's system. So hopefully that's going to, I'd say in the pre-season. That's when he's going to find out.
He'll have time.
Yeah, he'll have time with his players. He'll understand it. Right now, I just think it's all up in the air at the moment. And the players need to understand that. And when as you say, like you're talking about the recruitment, there's a lot of players that we've got on loan. I think 2 or 3 of the boys who might come back, might get a little sniffing. But at the same time, we've got to look at it and look at it realistically. You can't just go out there and spend a load of money. We've got to make sure that if a player's going to leave, we get money in for him, then we can replace him with something that's suitable for Graham Potter's style.
Do you see the Fulkrug comments after the game?
I loved it.
So this is, do you know, like, every club has a different personality to it, right? And I think that really summed up West Ham. Like, he ain't done well for Fulkrug. He'd admit that himself. It hasn't happened for him. He's come on.
Honest.
He was passionate. He was open. He was honest. And then the fans were singing his name for the first half, wanting him on. Like, that's a little, for me, that's for Graham Potter.
He came on and changed it a little bit, to be fair.
That's for me. If I'm Graham Potter, I'm going, right, okay, I get it now. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can work with that. Do you know what I mean? And then you, like you said, if your bottom bar is commitment, passion, and endeavour, if you bring that, and then you're adding as the weeks go by a little bit of organisation, a little bit of structure, then you start to gradually implement your style of play. But it has to come from that. So the West Ham fans have said that that's what we want. Do you know what I mean? You've got to
we've got to find out to get to that. Yeah. But Fulkrug, his comments, it probably rustled a few feathers. You know what I mean? In the dressing room, but that would just be rustling people's egos. Do you know what I mean? And if you got too much ego and you can't take a bit of criticism, then you shouldn't be playing football, because that's what you're supposed to be able to take, innit? You've got to have thick skin.
That's good, Bridget.
And I don't care if it's my mate that done it. If it's true, I know in my heart of hearts that he's saying the truth.
You've got 2 options as a manager in that situation. You either pick a war with Fulkrug, right, when you come in on a Monday morning, or you go straight to the meeting and go, right, he's right, by the way. You know what I mean? Nicholas, but you shouldn't have said it. You shouldn't have, if you wanted to come and say it, walk into this dressing room and say, because we fronted each other up.
You're right.
Ourselves. You shouldn't have said it, but you said it, and I respect your opinion, and I can't argue with him. You know, we need to be better in this, and this. And listen, I'm going to hang my hat on this club being good at these 3 or 4 things.
These are,
and
non-negotiables.
If you're with me, like, if anyone's got a problem, you go say it now. So, and you go, right, bang, and you have it all out. Then the next game, you know, right, the next game's Brighton, and you go, and you can't concede goals like you conceded goals where players are not quite getting tight enough, because you've already put that's the line. And if you're not doing that, you're coming to sit next to me, or you're up in the stands or whatnot. Do you want to play for? And I think that's an opportunity for Graham Potter to speak like that to his team.
I think it's a different era now. See, like how we used to take a battering, like. We used to be able to take a battering. Like, if we could walk into the dressing room knowing that we've played badly, and then on top of that, they layer it up with your crap. You need to get your finger out, this, that, and the other. But I think some of the players nowadays, if they know they've played poorly, for the manager to come in and tell them they played poorly and batter them, I think some of these players don't have the cojones, to say, nah, I'll show you, I'm better than what I'm showing right now. They go the other way. I think they go even more into their shell.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think they do. I think that's the problem. I'm saying problem. I think that's just what it is now with football. So you got to be able to manage. You got to be able to manage the new era of footballers because they're not like us. It's as simple as that. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with being like us. I'm not saying we're better than them, but they just need someone that understands them.
In a lot of aspects, they're better than what we are. Do you know? You're not really like one of these old players and go, "Oh, it was great in our day." It was like things have improved. You know?
Yeah, things have improved.
That could.
But I'm just saying they've got more of a softer centre.
Yes, they do.
They're like what is it?
Ferrero Rocher.
Oh, dear. That's decent, isn't it? I like that. What's now? There's another one. They're not like a crunchy. We're crunchies. I think they're more like what's that? Lindor.
Hey, you eat some posh chocolate, you do. I'm dairy milk.
They're definitely not a Toblerone.
Lindor. Mate, I don't know how we got to that. Anyway,
I don't
right, where are we going to now? We got to move on from that quickly. We've done the Champions League. We've talked
top four.
Premier League.
We talk about who's going to get top four.
Yeah, I think we need to. Because that's the only thing to talk about now from now to the end of the season. Everything else is done. I'm worried for Chelsea.
FA Cup.
Oh, apart from should we go FA Cup?
Let's go FA Cup, mate.
Could we give Crystal Palace their flowers?
Let's let Palace get a little bit of love in here. We never talk about Palace. I don't think Palace don't even get talked about anywhere. You know, Steve Parish is my mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a top guy, by the way.
His kids go to the school.
Yeah, like when I saw it, I was like, oh, I love this with Steve because he's such a.
He means it.
He loves it. Like,
I love that from a
and he's a passionate person. He loves his club. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And he puts he thinks about all aspects of his club growing. Yeah. And this is massive growth for them.
Do you
like playing that for Palace to be playing at Wembley in the FA Cup?
Yeah.
And having a chance to go to the to the finals, and they actually do it. Yeah. I've never seen South Londoners so happy in my life. They were, and you know what? I think it was it Sarr? He at the end of the game, he threw a shirt into the crowd. And you know who it landed on?
God.
It was my son's best mate.
No way.
I've never seen him so happy. He's usually grumpy. Yeah. I see the boy, he caught it. And he's got, and the thing about it, he went alone. Did he? He was in the crowd alone, like at Wembley alone. And then Sarr threw him the shirt, and he's gone like that. Ah! He had a little fit. It was mental that he went to the game, and he had no friends, really no mates, and he got thrown the shirt. How lucky
he's went to the game by himself.
By himself.
With a stand full of South Londoners. He's got a shirt, and he's still got the shirt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
South London's changed.
But mate, I was so buzzing for him. Like, I was thinking he's gone to the game alone. Like, it's brilliant. It's lovely, man.
Yeah, that's lovely.
So big up Steve Parish. Got to a final. Now it's the only hurdle of Manchester City to get over.
With the roaring Man City.
Like, they got things to prove. Like they're doing this. I think they're just going to come into a bit of form now, aren't they?
Can I quickly throw something out there with you? You know, Man City have. I don't know. Listen, I don't even know why I'm saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Come on.
Man City's back on form, right?
Yeah.
Pep's apparently patching things up with his missus. It was in the gossip column. Right, so I shouldn't be bringing it to a proper form. I saw it. It's like they said, like they're going to give it another go,
another crack.
Mate, I'm telling you, like when things are going well at home,
oh yeah,
work can just flow. You know, everything Pep's so passionate about something.
They might have to put her on a wage.
Sign her up, mate.
Sign her up. I like that.
So, all them, like, obviously, like they announced that they were separating. This is a relationship show. Now they announced they were separated, but think about it, like 18 months before that, Man City started to have a little wobble, things started to fall, and mate, if things ain't going well at home, you can make bad decisions at work.
So his wife is basically gonna get employed to be in his pacifier.
No, I made that bit up.
That would make sense.
We're all about love.
Give him some extra money.
We're all about love. We're all about love on the podcast. But no, I just wanted to throw that out there. I don't know where that would come from.
It's not worrying too much about this City. I know they beat Forest. Forest had a few chances. Should have scored. Might have changed the vibe of the game, but they never. But moving straight to final, City Palace, for me, it's just like Palace have to be. They have to be at their best.
Of course,
perfect.
They know that.
And City just has to be an off day. And I just think the way City are, where City are at the moment, trying to qualify. They want to win something. I can't see it happening. Don't get me wrong, they've been inconsistent, but I just think Palace have to be at their very, very best to beat them.
Is there any shout of Rodri getting back fit for the final? I know there was talk.
They just got to leave it alone.
Leave it alone. It's not. Too much of a risk for a player.
Yeah, just start next season. It's the season's a write-off really for them. Yeah. So this is going to get some silverware. I always say as well, see how you finish the season is very important to a team like Manchester City. Yeah. So they go to next season, pre-season, they're a bit more full of beans, you know what I mean, and probably try and kick on from there and then make an attempt to get. So they need the Champions League, so they're gonna be on it now. Yeah. Palace is another game where they can keep momentum. Yeah. You know, so if they have that good feel factor, they should. They probably think that they've got a chance of getting up to third. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And second, Bridgie.
Mate, Wolves, Saints, Bournemouth, Fulham, mate. There's a chance there.
There's a chance there. Do you want to finish off with a bit of Saudi talk?
Well, I think, because I wanted to say, obviously, apart from me getting into the boxing arena and leaving the boxing arena, which I had a torrid time. The actual boxing event was a Saudi run. His Excellency Turkey was there, and I had little seats. He was bouncing around everywhere. He was loving life. Yeah, he was loving life.
Is he like really eager? Mate, like he's on it.
He was on it. Like at one point on ringside, because on the big screen I'm looking, there's Nigel Benz up throwing punches like imaginary punches. Chris Jr. and it popped a turkey and he's there just throwing a little right bang.
Do you reckon he'll get in the ring? Do you reckon he'll get in the ring like one day?
It shows you what sport can do. Yeah. You know, man. You know, you got the royal family, an event in Tottenham. Yeah. You know.
Oh, that's wicked, man.
You know, and everyone was there. All the like Eubank Senior. Nigel Bent, and he just looked like he was having a great time, Bridge. You know, he looked like Wayne Bridge on a night out. He did.
Bouncing from wall to wall.
He looked so happy.
He was so happy with good people.
You would be if you were organising the event, wouldn't you? Just making people happy.
Yeah, listen, mate, that's your job.
How about the little rivalry between?
Mate, this is interesting.
Yeah. There's a little rivalry.
This is what the league needs.
I think it might be manufactured because I know that Benzema and Cristiano they're good mates, isn't it? They play in the same team.
Competitors, you know what I mean?
But Benzema's on 18 goals.
Yeah.
In the Saudi Pro League, and you've got Cristiano on 23 goals, I believe. Yeah. But Benzema, they're just about, I think, they're top of the league.
Team are top.
They're top of the league. Yeah. El Etihad.
Yeah.
I think it is. And then you've got obviously Cristiano Ronaldo's team. And the thing about people are starting to compare the two. Like I'm thinking, don't do that.
Yeah.
But I think at the same time, it's good to have that competitive element to that league.
Yeah. This is what they've been working towards. Yeah. You know, bringing so eyes are getting on it. Ronaldo's team, Benzema's team, got the Club World Cup coming up as well, where the world's going to be looking. The teams over in that neck of the woods are going to be playing against top European sides. We're going to see where everybody stands. And it's moving on. You know, the World Cup in 5 years' time.
And we've got an ex-West Ham player over there, Ben Rama.
Yeah.
And he's I think he's in the Saudi Pro League
just
Division
got promoted.
2.
Yeah, just got promoted.
Just got promoted as well.
His strength
well done to them.
Right the way through.
Yeah. So
well done to him.
There's good players up and down those leagues. So look, I wish I still had my legs. Do you know what? Is there a vets team over there? Let's get a vets team together. Let's get a vets pro league. Yeah. Saudi, sort it out, innit? We're here.
Yeah. Taking over, I'm not sure. Football, boxing, the whole lot, isn't it? Like golf.
Golf. There's going to be more. There's going to be more. Sport. Maybe ice hockey soon. Anyway, that's all we've got for this week. This is the Dressing Room Podcast with Al Arabiya News. See you next week.